All right, here's an obvious question for you. At least I think the answer is obvious. Are there starving people in the world? Indeed, there are. There have always been starving people in the world. So here's a follow-up question. Have parents in areas where people are not starving always tried to get their children to eat things that the children did not want to eat by telling them that there are starving people in the world? Well, watch this from the movie.
Every family has a kid who won't eat. My kid brother had not eaten voluntarily in over 3 years.
Oh, Randy, don't play with your food. Eat it.
Aw, gee.
Starving people would be happy to have that.
There you have it. Something like that probably happened in your household growing up. It happened in mine. I can tell you the things that I didn't like to eat and that I really complained about, and I put my foot down even though I had to eat them. For me, the number one thing was tongue. You heard me right. Tongue. I could not stand eating tongue, but it was a cheap meat, so we bought it, and I think my mother just boiled it and then put a slab of tongue on each person's plate. And there it was. And I would look down at that plate, and what did I see? Somebody's tongue. I didn't know whose tongue it was, but they said it was tongue. It looked like a tongue. It had the feeling of a tongue if you touched it. Oh, wow. Taking my fork and my knife and trying to cut that. Oh, it made my tongue hurt just thinking about it. I couldn't imagine eating tongue. Well, that's the way it was for me as a kid. That was something I was not going to eat, no matter how many starving children there were in the world. I would say, give them the tongue and give me something else. But in my home, it didn't work that way. You had to eat what was put on your plate, whether it was overcooked peas, and peas were always overcooked in my house. Even canned peas were overcooked. I don't know, they're pre-overcooked and then overcooked again. And then the tongue and the like, and oh boy, so what do? Well, you can kind of pretend that you ate it, and when people are not looking, hide it. That's what my sister-in-law used to do with peas. She would shove them down the crack of the table, and then the dog would come from underneath and lick them out. So there are different strategies here to pretend like you've eaten things. But the parents have this notion, and maybe it's more true of moms and dads, I'm not sure, but this notion that they can persuade kids to eat things that the kids don't want to eat by telling them that there are starving people somewhere in the world. In China, in Russia, downtown, who knows? Just tell them something like that. Even if you don't know where people are starving. Say Africa. Maybe that'll probably work. Did it ever work? Does it ever work well? No. Not really. It's the wrong kind of persuasion. Shepard thought this was really funny. The screenwriter from A Christmas Story, who I knew, he thought this was an absolute hoot, that this kind of thing would be used by parents when all parents know that it's not going to work. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like a copy of my book, I'll put a link down below. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel there too. And please, if you'd like a personal copy while I still have them, if there's a link down below, you can order a copy and I will sign it. Your friends and family will open the book and see it's signed just for them. In fact, tell me how to sign it. Thanks so much.